Hey everybody, if you've been watching my channel, you might see I've been counting down my top 50 albums of all time. And that contains no hip hop albums, but I was a very big hip hop fan for probably the ages of 16 to 30. And right now, I basically kind of keep tabs on what's going on, but mostly I'm just listening to the classics. Just my sentimental favorites, and we're going to get started with my honorable mention. This is Jay-Z, The Blueprint. Yes, it's a masterpiece of sorts, but there are definitely some songs I'm not a big fan of on here. But most of the songs are amazing. My three favorites are probably The Ruler's Back, Girls, 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 and Heart of the City. This might have my favorite packaging for a hip-hop album ever. I love the disc print, the blue jewel case, the cover, the whole thing. Got a lot of good memories from it. My last year of high school, this came out. It's around the time I met my now wife. And I'm 40 years old, and basically hip-hop fans that are more or less my age, this is kind of an album of a generation. I think we all know this album very well. Most of my friends owned a copy back in the day. Special album. When was that? That was 2001. How can I forget? I'm pretty sure that came out on September 11th. So that's it. Start off with number 20. This is 8Ball and MJG, On Top of the World, 1995, Suave House. Big fan of 8Ball and MJG. This is probably their best album that they did together. Couple favorites: Pimpin' My Own Rhyme, Space Age Pimpin', and the title track, Top of the World. 8Ball and MJG, a duo from Memphis, Tennessee. I think they are still technically together, but they don't do a ton of music anymore, it seems. Number 19, E40, The Element of Surprise. This is a double album from 1998, Sick With It Records. I made an E40 video a long time ago, and I think I did make the statement that Loyalty and Betrayal was my favorite E40 album, but I've done some reflecting, and this one's the best one. Not only is it a double album, but very high percentage of amazing tracks. The beats on here are exactly what you're looking for if you're into that Bay Area mob sound. Trump Change, the title track, All the Time. I mean, I can name this whole thing, but let's see. Ballin' Out of Control, From the Ground Up with Too Short and Casey and JoJo, and Zoom. Those are the best ones on here. Also got to mention Money Scheme with J.O. Felony. Number 18, we're going to stay in the Bay Area. Richie Rich, Seasoned Veteran. I think this was his second full-length album. This was 1996 on Def Jam. Best tracks on here are Do G's Get to Go to Heaven, Pillow, and Real Pimp. Richie Rich was from Oakland, California, and I got a couple of his albums around here. Kind of a unique style, and big fan. Number 17, Murder Music by Mobb Deep. This was 1999 on Loud. The best Mobb Deep album, if you ask me. Gonna try to stick with 3 songs for most of these albums. We're gonna go with It's Mine with Nas, Quiet Storm. Those are 2 singles, but they stand out for sure. And definitely Where You From with 8Ball. '16, Back to Oakland, Too Short, Can't Stay Away. This is 1999, Jive Records. Too Short first retired. It couldn't have been too long before this, maybe 1995 or something, but he came back shortly after and put out many albums. But this was his comeback album back in the day, Can't Stay Away. The one after this, You Nasty, those are my two favorites, but I'm going to go with this one. The title track, Can't Stay Away, Don't Stop Rapping, with 8Ball and MJG. Keep seeing those bringing up in this list. And Longevity with Scarface. A couple good bonus tracks on here. Good Life. Great album. 15. We have Nas, It Was Written, 1996 on Columbia. Again, I spoke about Nas before, and I did make a statement that Stillmatic was my favorite Nas album. Again, upon more reflection, Stillmatic's the one I had the most nostalgia for. Came out around the same time as Blueprint, and that whole time period I already talked about. But I think this is, track for track, the best Nas album. It does have a one mood vibe throughout the whole album, but it's a good one. I like Taken in Blood, I Gave You Power, Street Dreams, If I Ruled the World. I have not listened to the last couple Nas albums that have come out, but I was a big fan all the way up to I'd say Street's Disciple. That was probably the last one I loved. 14. The Dog Pounds, Dog Food. It was their debut album, 1995, on Death Row Records. One of the best West Coast albums of all time. Gotta go with Respect, Psycho Like No, I Don't Like to Dream About Getting Paid, Let's Play House, and the closer, So Much Style. Again, Dog Pound, Daz, and Corrupt. Throughout the years, I really kept a close eye on both of their careers. You know, change from Dog Pound to DPG to, there's so many incarnations of how they put out their music. But I still think the first one is the best one. So we're going to go from Long Beach to Compton, not too far away. This is my number 13, DJ Quick, Rhythmalism. The beats on here are just second to none. No pun intended, second to none. The group is all over here. But, oh man, hard to pick favorites on here. We Still Party, Hand in Hand, Use a Gangsta, I Used to Know Her, Whatever You Do, Bomb Bud, Get Together Again. I think any hip-hop album who gave us a shot would definitely be into it. Number 12, Raekwon, Only Built for Cuban Links. Raekwon, one of the most famous members of the Wu-Tang Clan. This was his debut solo album. 1995 on Loud Records. I like Heaven and Hell, Glaciers of Ice, and Incarcerated Scarfaces. But obviously this is a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, one of the best hip-hop albums ever. Number 11, Hot Boys, Guerrilla Warfare. This is 1999, Cash Money Records. I used to buy everything on Cash Money up until probably Lil Wayne, 400 Degrees. From there, I would just get the odd thing that caught my eye. This album here, though, definitely the best Hot Boys album. We on Fire, Respect My Mind, Clear the Set, Tuesday and Thursday, Shoot First, Too Hot. Again, a lot of memories associated with this album. And I guess this will probably be a top 2 Cash Money album for me, because you're going to see one more album represented by that label coming up. Where are we? Number 10. Machiavelli, The Don Illuminati, The 7 Day Theory. So for the few of you out there that don't know, this was a Tupac album that was put out just after he died. So after all the albums that came out after Tupac's passing, this was the first one and definitely the best one. 1996 on Death Row Records. Bomb First, Hail Mary, Toss It Up, To Live and Die in LA. Blasphemy is kind of a skip, but still a good song. Same with Life of an Outlaw. I Love Just Like Daddy. Crazy is one of the best Tupac songs ever. And Against All Odds. There's a dissing all over this album, which kind of seems weird. It's sometimes just kind of interspersed into non-diss songs. But this is my second favorite Tupac release. Number 9, Back to Memphis with 8 Balls Lost, the first 8 Ball solo album. This is a double album. Also comes with a Suave House sampler. What was this? This was 1998, Suave House Records. Classic from top to bottom. Put the House on it. Stompin' and Pimpin'. Backyard Mississippi. 360 Degrees. The title track. Ball and Bun. Put Your Hands Up. Incredible. Number 8, Back to the Wu-Tang Clan, Ghostface Killah, Supreme Clientele. Excuse all the banging and yelling upstairs, just the kids running wild. So this is the second Ghostface Killah solo album. 2000 on Epic. Real strong opener, Nutmeg and One. Those are probably my 2 favorites on here, but I love Child's Play, Apollo Kids, Shay Shay La Ghost. I think that was one of the singles from this. We Made It. A unique album to me, but probably the best Wu-Tang Clan related album. I thought about putting Liquid Swords in this list somewhere, but just as time has gone on, Cuban Links and Supreme Clientele, those are the top 2 Wu-Tang albums for me. I talked about Hot Boys, Guerrilla Warfare being one of my favorite albums, and that there was one Cash Money album that I think eclipsed it, and it might be an obvious one, but I am going to go with 400 Degrees by Juvenile. 1998, Cash Money Records. Ha, lead single, but timeless classic. Floss and Season, Ghetto Children's one of the best ones. Back That Ass Up is another big hit that is still played to this day. Off Top, amazing. Number 6, The Dude by Devin. Or Devin the Dude, self-titled album. 1998, Rap-A-Lot Records. I still follow Devin the Dude to this day, but the first album is where it's at. The second one comes somewhat close, but actually no, it doesn't. This is by far superior. But the title track, Sticky Green, Don't Wait, Do What You Want to Do is one of my favorites. More For Me. Easier to say the songs that I skip. Maybe Show 'Em and Boo Booin'. Those 2 I skip, but every other song is amazing. Even the interlude here, Bust One For Ya, hilarious. Yeah, again, I still keep close tabs on Devin. But his last several albums, there's like 3 great tracks with some pretty good ones. Time for the top 5. Number 5, WC, The Shadiest One. 1998 on Payday Records. WC, one of the members of West Side Connection with Ice Cube and Mac 10. WC was from South Central LA. And this was, I think, his second or third full-length album, but definitely the best one. The opener, Hog, The Shadiest One with CJ Mack. Like That with Ice Cube, Daz, and CJ Mack. Cheddar, Rich Rollin. Better Days. And the 1 minute track, Autobiography, one of the best ones. This is my second favorite gangster rap album ever. Number 4, I thought I might have put this a little higher, but I guess not. It shook out with Southern Playlistic Cadillac Music by Outkast, the debut album. Coming in at number 4. Ain't No Thing, the title track, Players Ball, Funky Ride, Get Up, Get Out, Crumbin' Herb. Outkast have got to be the best hip-hop group of all time. And another artist that you're still going to see higher up on this list. Number 3, Tupac, All Eyes on Me. This is the best Tupac album. I think it's certainly his highest selling. I'm like a lot of people. What's your phone number? I could do without that. I was never a big I Am Mad at You kind of guy. But that's about it. Then we're talking a double album of nothing but classics. Let's pick just 3. The openers on both discs, Ambitions as a Rider, Can't See Me. Oh, Picture Me Rolling, that's got to be up there. And Checko Time, that's a song I don't hear referenced a lot, but Checko Time with Corrupt and Big Psych, one of my favorites. And for the record, if I need to say who is the greatest rapper of all time, my opinion, Tupac, easy. No one else has the discography, the charisma. There will never be anyone like him again. So he is the greatest of all time, if you ask me. Number 2, Aquemini by Outkast. This was 1998 on LaFace Records. I thought this might have been my number 1. It was a tight race, but you'll see my number 1 in a minute. I guess the problem with this one is that there are a couple, not interludes, but parts at the beginning and ends of songs where I wish they would just kind of get to the music. I think that's what makes it less than a perfect album. Return of the G, Rosa Parks, Screwed on the Barbie, Slump, West Savannah, The Art of Storytelling Part 1, Spotty Oddie Dopalicious, and the closer, Chonky Fire. That was about half the album there, but I think that's the best tracks on here. Very special album, and again, some days I might tell you this is the best hip-hop album of all time. I actually remember when this first came out, I'm pretty sure this got 5 mics in the Source magazine back when that was kind of a rare thing and people made that into a big deal. And I would agree. 5 mics. So, number 1, maybe a surprising pick, but track for track, this one gets the most play from me. I Want It All by Warren G. Warren G was from Long Beach, and this is his 3rd solo album, 1999 on Restless Records. Let's just go over this track by track. So you got an intro, who cares about that? Gangsta Love, 5 out of 5. Why Oh Why with Daz and Corrupt, 4 out of 5. Dollars Make Sense with Crucial Conflict and Corrupt, 5 out of 5. One of the best hip-hop songs ever. I Want It All with Mac 10, 4 out of 5. Having Things with Jermaine Dupri and Nate Dogg, 5 out of 5. You Never Know with Snoop, 5 out of 5. My Mama, 5 out of 5. G-Spot with DeBarge, 5 out of 5. We Got That with Eve, Dragon, and Shadow, 4.5 out of 5. Dope Beat, 5 out of 5. Worldwide Riders, 4.5 out of 5. Game Don't Wait with Nate Dogg and Snoop, 5 out of 5. If We Give You a Chance with Slick Rick and Fats Bossy, that's like my second favorite song on here, 5 out of 5. And then you have a I Want It All remix with Memphis Bleak, Dragon, and Tiki Diamond. I usually skip that one. But for a hip-hop album to me, that's as good as it gets. Just laid back, smooth gangster rap from the late 90s, my favorite kind. And that is my #1 hip-hop album of all time. Thanks for watching.